Calvin Castine off camera, and this little segment that we're going to be doing is about the late Ron Roberts. So if you're tuning in looking for something about Ron Roberts, don't tune away just yet. But before we do, we need to introduce this fellow here. His name is Gary Sargeant. Gary?
Hi, how you doing?
Good. Yeah, we're here in your den, your man cave, as you call it.
My wife calls it my hoarding hole.
I've been trying to think back of the sergeants that I've met over the years. I think the first one I met was a guy named Roger Sargeant. Worked with him at Sheridan, and he played drums with Stringbane, Leon Langto, at the Bullmark.
Right, yes. Yes. He played drums first with my band, our band. He was a tremendous rock and roll drummer. He was very, very good at drumming in the Army, and the only business he could get back in Plattsburgh was playing with country western bands. So that's what he did, and played for a long time.
What was your band called?
We were called the Galaxies. We were a little high school band, and we played for high school dances and a couple of weddings, and it was a lot of fun.
Okay, where is the Sargeant family? Where'd you grow up?
We grew up in Ellenburg, and about halfway through my early secondary school career with my two brothers, Larry and Roger, we were kind of full of the devil, and the principal of Ellenburg, my father got a job teaching in Morse, and the principal of Ellenburg told my father, said, "No, it'd be really nice if you took your kids to school with you, because you could probably watch them a little better." And I don't know where he got that from, but
So did they take that advice?
yes, he did. So I went to Morse, did my high school at Morse, but that's where I met my wife, so that's why it was kind of a blessed move on my part. So
And over 50 years later,
yes, still with her, yes,
Yeah.
better than ever.
Okay, then I think the next sergeant I met, Bob Venn and I were working at the St. Mary's Bazaar, and we needed prizes. And Bob says, "We got this guy over in Malone, a guy named Larry Sargeant."
Noveltown, USA, right?
Yes.
I was in my living room one night, and we lived in West Shazy, and I heard calliope music outside. And I said, "What the heck is that?" We look out, it was my brother. He's got this busted up old van. He was driving to all these bazaars he was feeding. He had calliope tape on, blasting through these big speakers. I said, "They must have really thought we were crazy."
Then my wife's more familiar with your brother Dale. I don't know if he worked at Sheridan at Harris when she was there or not, but I know he taught school briefly at St. Mary's, and he worked at Wyeth Harris.
Yes. Yeah, he's retired from there now, and I guess he raises horses down on the Shazy Landing. He's had a very successful life. Very proud of him too.
Okay. Are there any other sergeants?
There's Joy.
Joy, I don't know.
One sister.
Okay.
She was the little girl who was born. I'm 16 years older than she is. So you get how spread out our family.
How old is she?
She is now. Well, let me figure it out. She's 16. So it's got to be like 52, I think.
So you're probably around 68.
I'm 72.
72. Oh,
Yeah.
Well, she's 56 then.
Yeah, 50. Boy, you're better at math than I am. I was a history teacher.
Oh, okay. You know dates, but not
Yeah,
now.
right. Yeah, roughly.
Okay. But I can't remember. I know you, but I can't remember how I met you. I know how I met your brothers, but do you recall how we ever met?
I was the oldest, and I went to college in Plattsburgh, and I played, as I said, played in the band. But I had really serious health problems in high school with blood clotting problems, like my dad did, and so it changed my plans in life. I wanted to be an auto body man. I went to college, became a teacher. So it might have been somewhere in that neighborhood, because we played basketball, and you were in Champlain. Is that correct?
I graduated from St. Mary's.
St. Mary's, okay. We played St. Mary's in basketball, and we played Champlain. We used to laugh because go back to the gym in the Moores Elementary School, and that was a gym in high school. It looks like a phone booth.
Yeah, I know.
It was so tiny.
Yeah, the St. Mary's gym was one of the biggest around in the late 50s, early 60s.
Well, the first time when I started teaching at Beekmantown, they used to have a senior faculty basketball game. So I played in that. I made about 2 laps in that huge gym, and I was done. I had to get off the floor. Couldn't believe how big it was.
I've done my part. Now, the person we're here to talk about, the late Ron Roberts, I'm not going to get into his family because he had, I'm going to guess, 15 or so brothers and sisters. And if you've lived anywhere in the northern tier of this county, you know somebody in that Roberts family.
Right.
You cannot have escaped with the diverse areas that the Roberts.
Oh, I know. No, but that was a big farming family, were they not?
Yeah.
And yeah, but I knew him from high school. He was ahead of me in school, as was his wife Janet, and we knew him. He wasn't a buddy, but he was kind of my hero. He was a basketball player.
A star basketball.
They
player.
called him Picky, I guess,
Yeah.
it's because of the way he set up picks on the floor. And he drove this big Oldsmobile. I was kind of envious because I just had a bicycle. So, but we didn't make a lot of contact through life. Except he sold me the Rich Plan once, I think.
Okay.
But we saw each other off. I bought a car from him. He was working for Riley Ford. But we'd run into him occasionally, and I didn't really see him until after he got really sick this last time. And we were at Fletcher Allen. I was going back for my return visits with doctors after my accident, and I ran into Janet and Ronald at Fletcher Allen, and we had lunch together down in the cafetorium like at the Fletcher Allen building. And it was there he talked about the song he was trying to write, and he was really wanted to write a song really badly, and his wife said, well, it's really not a song, it's just some sentences you've got. But he asked me if I would finish it for him. Well, I'm not a songwriter. I can't even read music, which is really, but I played music all my life by ear, as many people did in my town. So I started playing with it, and he gave me a call one day, and he said, I want to hear that song. So I had to gather my papers together, and he came down and listened to my rough draft, and he was thrilled. He said, it's not the same as what I did, but it's different, but I love it, he said. He said, I want to pay you for it. I said, Ron, first off, if you just knew our history in the town, I said, what an honor it is you gave me to do this job for you. And the only thing I want, don't get paid, but if the song ever goes anywhere, just promise me my name will be on it somewhere. He said, oh, absolutely no problem. I guess he took it up to the Gibsons. He wanted the Gibsons to do it, but they said it was too political, and it probably is, because his initial writings were not political in a sense, but he was very concerned about the condition of America, that he felt we were losing it. So what I did, I took his ideas, and I figured out from our discussions what he probably was trying to say, and I created the song and perhaps my format, which he absolutely loved. And until we didn't really get a chance because he died before it really came to total fruition, and I was asked to play it at his funeral.
Yeah, that's where I heard it, and
Yes.
so many other people heard it, and probably the first public performance of that song.
Well, there's the lady from northeastern Clinton
Kathy Cope
was playing the organ, and she asked me if she would mind if she made it into a choral song. I said, absolutely not. This thing was done as a favor, and it meant so much to me to play it at his funeral, to think that was really how it came. Really sad to lose Ron, because he was really ill before he died, but he still was Ronald. He was just a lovable guy, kind of laid back. And I went to visit him, and he had fallen, and he was all bruised up. And I said, well, you got a real opportunity now, Ron, to just say you had this motorcycle gang stop in, they beat you up, and you fought them off. He was getting a kick out of that, Lane, and the poor guy was so sick, but he still was Ronald. He was still Ronald.
Yeah, he battled cancer for a long time.
Yes, he did.
And showed a lot of courage. And of course, Ron is a deeply religious man.
I know.
Very, very conservative values.
Oh,
and,
I know.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that about him in its entirety, but in our discussions, I knew that he had very deep feelings about our country, his family, and about his church. So I tried to incorporate that in what I can. Well, I put a melody to the song and added ideas to it, and he loved the outcome. So I'd say it was kind of a legacy that I was part of by good fortune, as he was living out the last days of his life. How tragic. You see these people he had multiple myeloma. He'd been through bone marrow transplants and all kinds of stuff. And how you endure that kind of pain year after year after year and still stay grounded with your values and everything. It's amazing.
And still be able to project a positive attitude.
Oh, definitely. And a sense of humor.
Yeah.
So again, I had the honor of knowing him, but I had the real honor of taking his ideas in mind for this song and putting them together and being able to perform it. This is what he handed me. These were the sentences. He wanted to save America, and these were the ideas he had. That he said we have to love each other and we have to help each other and get people back to work. All the things we need to do right now in this country, and it moved me into what I can. This was the rough draft that I did, the first one. And my paperwork here. This was the rough draft, a copy of it. It's just a bunch of words.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I don't read music. What I did is I created a tune. I recorded on an old hand tape recorder, so I don't forget it, because
Yeah,
you get older, your memory kind of starts to fade.
You can't grab
And
a
this
record
is
and put
what
it
he
on.
heard, and he loved it. So after a while, I started adding to it until I came up with the form that I used when I played at the church in Moores.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you changed it since then?
No.
Okay.
And
Wow.
this is the form that Kathy Coates recorded, and she tells me that she's very close to having a finished product.
Well, I'm gonna have to get together with Kathy and
Yes.
find out.
I want to hear it. To think this project could turn into something that exciting to me. I've written music. I got songs I've written, but they're kind of silly things from my past, my youth, and whatever. But this was a real task and a very fulfilling thing to do.
Okay. So you ready to sing it right now,
Sure,
Gary?
I am.
All right.
Over to the other side of the man
Yeah.
cave.
We'll go over to his studio, and Gary Sargeant will be singing. What is the title?
It's called "We Must Together Build America."
We must together build America.
We must together build America and make her great again. Where is my America? What's happened to America? Where is the America that I love? I see pieces of America lying on the ground. God help us see the damage and turn this all around. Let's together build America and make her great again. Let's together build America and make her great again. The solution isn't difficult. We must love each sister and brother. Let's together build America by loving one another. Let's together build America by loving one another. It doesn't have to crumble. We can stop it all. The dream that is America doesn't have to fall. We must feel once more united and destroy the forces that lurk. We can together build America, put our people back to work. Together build America, put our people back to work. With God's wonderful gift of love and the simple plan, together build America and make her great again. Let's love each sister and brother. Let's fight for each other. God help us work together to bring America back again. God help us work together to save America.